Hey everybody, what's up? It's your boy Art, and I am finally back up here to do a rebooking video for all of you. And as you know, I promised this around WrestleMania time. I said that I was going to do an old school rebooking video, and we are here. And a couple days before the big event in Saudi Arabia, I am going to completely rebook the 1995 King of the Ring, infamous for being one of the worst WWF pay-per-views of all friggin' time. Now, I have a few little things I have to get out of the way before I start. I am using the 1995 roster as it was at the time. And one small thing, in real life, Savio Vega took Razor Ramon's place. In my rebooking, that does not happen. Razor fights on with the rib injury that he had in real life, and he fights in his place as it was in real life. So, with that being said, I have the full quarterfinals, semis, and the finals, plus 3 non-tournament matches. We'll get to those when we get to them. Without any further ado, let's rebook the 1995 King of the Ring. And we're going to open up with the first quarterfinal match. It is Razor Ramon, the bad guy, against former WWF champion Yokozuna. Now, Razor goes into this with bad ribs. I cannot for the life of me remember who injured him. I believe it might have been Cam Cornette. I'm not sure. I haven't gone back and rewatched that in a while, so. But he is going in with injured ribs. But as Razor Ramon was liable to do back during this time, Razor will fight through. He will fight through the pain with the ribs. He will take the fight to Yokozuna. He'll try a few times to see maybe he can slam him, maybe he can't. He'll try and get him up, and then he'll clutch the ribs. On the third attempt, he'll just barely get Yoko up, and Yoko will crush him. But Yoko makes a crucial error. Instead of going for the pin, Yoko starts choking Razor. He starts throttling him. And the referee doesn't count. He starts laying in the 5 count. Yoko doesn't answer the referee's 5 count. Yokozuna gets disqualified due to excessive force, whatever you want to call it, not listening to the referee. So Razor moves forward via disqualification. Okay? So that match is out of the way. Razor's the first one there. He's badly injured, but he has time to rest. There's still 3 other matches, plus an Intercontinental title match. So there's plenty of time for Razor to rest, get done what he needs to do, and move on from there. His semifinal opponent will be, what's the word I'm looking for? Will be decided in the next match, which will be the previous year's King of the Ring, Owen Hart, in a I think it was a semifinal rematch from the year before against the 1-2-3 Kid. You put Owen Hart and Sean Waltman, 1-2-3 Kid, whatever you want to call them, in the ring together, and they were always, at the very worst, a passable match. So you give these guys, hell, 10 minutes. Say all the quarterfinal matches are 15-minute time limit, like they always were. Give them 10 minutes around there. They could put on a hidden gem for you. like, they were ahead of their time with the offense that they were using. Especially Sean Waltman. Like, you see a lot of people jack his style, so to speak. But, and it's a big but, much like me, Owen Hart takes the dirty way. You know, he's got Cornette in his corner, Camp Cornette, all that shit. Owen takes the cheap route, rakes the Kid's eyes while Cornette's got the ref distracted. He puts Kid in the sharpshooter, and unfortunately, Kid's got nothing but more to do but tap out. So Owen Hart will move on to the semifinals to face Razor Ramon. And we got to fill that other semifinal match. So the third quarterfinal match. Excuse me, I'm getting confused. The third quarterfinal match will be Shawn Michaels, the Heartbreak Kid, going up against Hakushi. Excuse me. Now this, on paper, doesn't seem like a good matchup. And you might be right. I don't know. I don't think we ever got Hakushi against Shawn Michaels. We might have, but I'm not sure. So, I want to see if Michaels can adapt to a Japanese-style wrestler. One with a lot of kicks and martial arts moves and, you know, submission holds. So, Hakushi is going to give Michaels a hell of a fight. He is going to lay it in pretty thick with Shawn Michaels, but we all know Shawn Michaels is that resilient babyface. And in 1995, the people love him, you know, he's the underdog, whatever. He makes his comeback, he hits him with the forearms, and then he goes off the top rope, hits the elbow, and he's tuning up the band. And Michaels is able to hit Hakushi with the sweet chin music. And at about 9 minutes, we'll give him a decent amount of time, Shawn Michaels makes, I won't say easy work out of Hakushi, but he gets the job done against Hakushi in the quarterfinals, and he moves on. And his opponent will be determined in the last quarterfinal match. It is The Undertaker going up against Bam Bam Bigelow. Now, I know around this time Vince was back into putting The Undertaker up against the giant of the month, you know, your King Kong Bundys, your Giant Gonzalez's, your yada yada yada. But I don't think we ever got a proper Undertaker versus Bam Bam Bigelow match. And if we never did, I'm not sure, but if we never did, that's a fucking shame. Because Bigelow was actually one of the few big men who could probably get a good match out of this version of The Undertaker. Because this version of The Undertaker was the one who was still no-selling a lot of the moves. He was starting to show more of an offense, but he wasn't fully there yet. I feel like if he had fought someone like a Bam Bam Bigelow, hell, even if he had fought someone like Bigelow at a WrestleMania or a SummerSlam, that would have been a great place to show just how good Undertaker really was in the ring. But, be that as it may, this is going to be a hoss fight. These two are going to beat the fuck out of each other. Okay? You take Bigelow's offense and you take Undertaker's strikes and you mash them up and you get brutality in its finest form. But, at the end of the day, Bigelow is pounding away at The Undertaker. Taker's no selling it, right? Bigelow goes as hard as he possibly can with a punch. Taker looks like he's going to fall over, and then he does that thing where he snaps his head back, and he stares Bigelow dead in his eyes flips the hair back, does the eye roll. Bigelow is scared shitless. Taker comes back with his strikes, goes off the ropes, hits the flying clothesline off the ropes, signals for the tombstone. And with all of his might, The Undertaker gets the 400-pound Beast from the East up, hits him with the tombstone pile driver, and he lays Bigelow to rest. Undertaker advances to the semifinals. So now that is all settled, we're going to take a break from the tournament for right now. We're going to jump into an Intercontinental Championship match. The champion at the time, Jeff Jarrett, is going to go up against the British Bulldog, Davey Boy Smith. Now, you might be wondering, maybe you're not, but some of you might. I thought British Bulldog was with Lex Luger. They were the Allied Powers. Not here. Not tonight. Not in my rebooking. Simple as that. We've seen Jarrett and the Bulldog go at it plenty of times. We know what they're capable of. We know the great matches they could give us. I would give them 14 to 16 really good minutes to go out there and show the world why they are two of the greatest mid-card wrestlers of all time. Okay? Some people might say, oh, Jeff Jarrett, he's kind of overrated, whatever. In terms of a mid-card champion, he's one of the best ever. And you can't tell me otherwise. At least in terms of the Intercontinental title. He was a really good Intercontinental champion. So was Bulldog. So you give these guys 14 minutes, going back and forth. But, while Jarrett has the roadie, Bulldog has nobody out there. Lex Luger is not with him for this match. And that will be his downfall as Jeff Jarrett has the referee distracted. The roadie slides in the ring. He starts choking the British Bulldog with a microphone cord. Why does the roadie have a microphone cord? Well, why wouldn't a roadie have a microphone cord? That's what a roadie's there for. Once the referee is done with Jarrett and he sees what's going on, he didn't see Roadie do anything, so he can't disqualify Jarrett. Jarrett then locks in the figure 4, and as Bulldog is laying there motionless, referee raises the arm, it drops 3 times, and he has no choice but to ring the bell, and Jeff Jarrett retains the Intercontinental Championship via submission. I love Jeff Jarrett. At this time, he was so campy and so corny that you kind of had to love it. Because if you didn't love it, you hated it. And if you hated it, you really hated it. But I always found it entertaining. I found it funny as shit. Him with Road Dogg, the roadie, Jesse James, whatever. He was really fucking fun. They were really fun to watch together. At least at this time. So, I would definitely have Jeff Jarrett retain his Intercontinental Championship here. And then, we move on to the first semifinal match of the King of the Ring tournament for 1995. It is the bad guy, Razor Ramon. Remember, he's got the injured ribs against the King of Hearts, the defending champion, the defending crown holder, Owen Hart. Now, you know that Owen Hart is famous for his father and what all the Hart boys went through in the dungeon. So you know damn well that Owen Hart knows how to stretch people. And he's gonna stretch Razor like there's no tomorrow. He is going to target those ribs. He is going to lock in every single thing he's got to fucking destroy Razor Ramon's ribcage. But, and this is, once again, a big but. 1, 2, 3 Kid makes his way down to the ring. After what Owen Hart did to him in the quarterfinals, 1, 2, 3 Kid comes down to the ring and he hops up on the apron and he gets Owen's attention. Okay? Now, you can do whatever you want here. You can have Cornette go over and get in the Kid's face, you know, whatever. Kid can hit him with a spin kick or whatever. Cornette goes down. Owen's in a tizzy. He's going crazy. He has no idea what to do. While this is happening, Razor is regaining his composure. Okay, he's still hurt, but he's able to get to his feet, and he's able to muster up enough power to hit Owen in the gut with a really solid punch. It doubles him over, and it sets him up for a really ugly-looking, but still effective Razor's Edge. And after about 11 minutes, Razor Ramon somehow, with the help of his buddy, squeaks out another win and advances to the finals of the King of the Ring tournament. Now, who will he face? Good question. The other semifinal match is something that they could have done in real life, and yet they gave us what they gave us. The other semifinal match is the Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels against the Man in Black himself, The Undertaker. Can you imagine how good this match would have been if we had gotten it on the 95 King of the Ring? It would have looked like Flair and Steamboat compared to what we got on that night. Because, like I said, Taker was starting to come into his own as a worker. They were starting to let him actually show emotion, show weakness, yada, yada, yada. You put him in there with fucking Shawn Michaels and 1995 near his prime Shawn Michaels? Give me a fucking break. Take my money, okay? But, this, I'm not even going to say it again. You know, if you know, you know. Only one of them can win. And at the end of the day, as much as it pains me, I feel like Shawn Michaels needs to go over here. And it's not because The Undertaker's not good enough. And it's not because I don't like The Undertaker and want to see him against Razor Ramon. I do. Like, I'm pretty sure they very rarely, if ever, interacted with each other. But, at the end of the day, I don't want to do a face versus face. I have to do a heel versus face. Okay? And, you know, Razor is going to be the sympathetic babyface, and Shawn will be the cocky heel that will target the body, and he'll be the arrogant prick, and all this shit, and you know it'll happen. So, it'll take 3 Sweet Chin Musics. I know that didn't really happen much in 95. You know, you're hit with a finisher, you're done. But this is the fucking Undertaker, so he takes 3 of them. Okay? It's a special occasion. But after 3 Sweet Chin Musics, Shawn Michaels goes over the Undertaker in about 16 minutes. You get a damn good match. You get a long match. Especially for The Undertaker at this time. He like I said, he wasn't what he would become years later. Okay? So, we have the finals set. It's Razor and Shawn. But who will win? You're gonna have to wait, because there's a match in between. I kept this match. the way it was this next match because I fucking love it. It's the Kiss My Foot match. Bret Hart versus Jerry the King Lawler. Oh, God. It's so bad, and yet it's so entertaining. All at the same time. Like, I know people say Jerry Lawler is a good worker. He's a great wrestler. Good talker. I believe them on the talking part. But so help me God, I don't think I've ever seen one great, even good, Jerry Lawler match. I think maybe I saw a match he had with Kurt Hennig once. Other than that, I don't think I can name one off the top of my head. One other one, at least. So, honestly, I would keep this match exactly how it happened. Bret would win. Lawler would kiss his foot. And then Lawler would kiss his own foot because of Bret. And it had all the nasty shit all over it. It looked like it hadn't been bathed in 3 weeks. I would keep it like that. Because Jerry Lawler deserves it. For being such a skis. Such a sleazeball. Do the fans deserve it? No. But I feel like I've given you enough good matches. You could suffer through one bad one. Next up is the WWF Championship match. The champion, Diesel, would go up against Big Psycho Sid. I know a lot of you are looking at this right now and thinking, aren't these the same two guys who had a couple of stinkers on the first few In Your House pay-per-views? Yes. Yes, they are. But I couldn't figure out for the life of me who else to put in this match besides Sid. So we're going to roll with it. Nobody else on the roster fit for me. Sid was the only logical option. And honestly, this isn't what the pay-per-view is built around. This is more of a filler feud anyway. So let's just get the title on the card, get the match over with, so we can get to what everybody wants to see. I would give this 9 minutes. Let them pound on each other. Let Nash hit his 5 moves, and that includes the hair flip. If you know, you know. And let him hit a jackknife. Let him pin Sid. And let him keep his belt. And the year-long reign continues. And the attendance goes down and down and down. But we're all here for the main event. The final match on the card. The final match of the King of the Ring. It's Razor Ramon versus Shawn Michaels. WrestleMania 10 rematch. And this one, they go all out. Michaels is, like I said, playing the cocky heel. He's going after the ribs, you know. He's taking little pot shots at Razor's ribs, you know. Razor's doubled over. I mean, Razor is trying to be competitive as much as he can. You know, being the babyface in the scenario. But as soon as he even gets a sniff, a whiff of being in control, all Michaels has to do, take a shot at the ribs, and he's back in control. Razor does mount a comeback. He is able to get enough offense to where he wears Michaels down. Okay? With that being said, Razor is going all out. He wants to win this tournament now. He's made it this far. He hits Shawn with the fallaway slam. He hits him with the discus punches, and then he calls for the Razor's Edge. He gets Michaels in position. He goes to lift him. And as he's lifting him up to hook him up for the Razor's Edge, Shawn rakes the eyes. He falls back. He falls back into the corner, grabs the ropes, gets himself in position, starts quickly tuning up the band, and as soon as Razor stumbles, turns around and stumbles right in to sweet chin music, Shawn falls into the cover. 1, 2, 3. And I would say after maybe 19 minutes of these two going back and forth, with Michaels playing, going after the ribs and all that, and this comeback and everything, Shawn Michaels inevitably wins the 1995 King of the Ring. And this is what I would use to set up the ladder match at SummerSlam. Shawn Michaels ends up beating Jeff Jarrett. He ends up at I think it was In Your House 2. He wins the belt from Jarrett. Jarrett leaves. Whatever. Razor comes out the next night on Raw after that and says, I almost had you at King of the Ring, Chico. I want one more shot at you. But how about you put the Intercontinental title on the line? And you go from there. You do whatever you want to do with that. But Shawn Michaels, Hall of Famer, future Hall of Famer, has another accolade on his resume. It's the 1995 King of the Ring. And if I say so myself, I'm not one to brag about myself much. But Vince McMahon, circa 95, eat your fucking heart out with this card, brother. Because I think, in my personal opinion, my biased personal opinion, I outbooked the shit out of you with this. Okay? But that's not up for me to decide. That's up for you guys to decide in the comments section, okay? So you let me know what you thought of my rebooking of the 1995 King of the Ring. Are there any matches you would have done differently? Are there any people that lost in the tournament that you would have had go over? Who would you have had won the 95 King of the Ring? I want to know all that, so leave it in the comments section below. Please don't forget to like the video if you want to see more of these in the near future. And please, if you're new and you like these sort of videos, please subscribe. It's the best way to know, for me to know, that people actually want to see the content. They want to see what I have to say. And they enjoy videos like this. So with that being said, this is your boy Art. And I'm getting the hell out of here. It's been a long night. Peace.